What I'm going to share with you could actually save your life because you really do have to worry about prostate cancer if you're like Terry, who came to me, as a strapping 49-year-old gentleman who told me, "Doc, listen, I'm good. My dad had prostate cancer, but I haven't had any issues. I'm not rushing to urinate all the time. I'm not getting up at night or anything. And I'm still laying good pipe." Well, Terry actually had early stage prostate cancer, but he felt really good. In fact, he kept saying, "Doc, I'm good." Even his PSA was pretty normal. In fact, the cancer would have gone undetected for years if he had listened to everything his doctor told him about prostate cancer. So today, my goal is that by the end of this video, you will be equipped with the knowledge to understand the true signs and symptoms of prostate cancer. Because to know your risk factors and to know what parameters to have evaluated and what to look for to calculate your true risk. So if prostate cancer does develop, that you'll actually catch it early before it becomes a problem. That's the goal here. Now, there is one small fact that men just don't know about prostate cancer that could actually be the difference between life and death. Men with prostate cancer in the early stages have no complaints. The opposite is actually true. And I'm Dr. Rachel, and today we dive into a deep dive about the truth around prostate cancer, what your doctor hasn't told you about it, and what exactly you need to know to win. And actually, I have a free gift pinned below to help you do just that. And if you are looking for a supplement or a vitamin designed to help support prostate health and a healthy prostate, check out my Prostate Plus Flow, formulated by me along with leading urologists, which I clinically formulated to help you maintain sexual vitality and support. You take it every day to have a healthy prostate flow. Now, the link is in the description. In fact, if you aren't rushing to the bathroom, getting up to pee at night, having a slow stream, meaning you don't have typical BPH or enlarged prostate symptoms at all, and you're in your mid to late 40s and above, particularly if you're African American, then you need to get to the doctor and get checked for prostate cancer ASAP. And let me explain, because you're like, wait, what? Prostate cancer is actually the most common male cancer in the Western world today. And prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men worldwide, and it doesn't wait until you're in your 60s. More than a quarter of the cases occur before retirement. And despite all of the money being raised for it and recent advances in treatment, the number of men dying of prostate cancer has really hardly changed. And why is this? Well, men are dying from prostate cancer because we find it late. And if you find it late, it's just really harder to treat. It's that simple. If you find it early, it's easier to treat. A recent study, the UK PROTECT trial, even went as far to say that guys who really lack urinary symptoms may in fact be a main indicator that they would have a higher likelihood of having prostate cancer. Urinary symptoms usually develop during late and advanced stages in prostate cancer, not early. And research over the past 30 years consistently finds that there is no direct relationship between symptoms and prostate cancer. There's no evidence of a causal link between prostate cancer and either having an enlarged prostate or troublesome urinary symptoms. Guys with early prostate cancer typically don't go to the doctor and don't get checked because they are asymptomatic. Remember, they're good. So let's look at the anatomy. Now, prostate cancer most often starts in the peripheral zone. This means it starts along the edge of the prostate, not in the central. And because it doesn't start in those central zones, it doesn't impede on the urethra or that P tube. So there are no urinary symptoms early. In fact, the largest area of that peripheral zone where that cancer usually starts and develops is at the back of the gland, the back of the prostate, closest to the rectum. This is why it's so important to keep the bowels moving, because if you're constipated or not moving regularly, that boo-boo or that feces can just sit there full of toxins and have a negative impact on the prostate, because there's just a thin membrane that actually separates your prostate from the rectum. Your precious prostate should not sit there and marinate in boo-boo all day. So with that being the case, you have to be very mindful that if you don't have any symptoms, you need to get checked. Frequent and urgent urination is usually associated with an enlarged prostate pushing on the urethra, causing the urine to back up into the bladder, but prostate cancer won't show up this way until you've had that cancer for years. Because during advanced prostate cancer, the tumor or the mass in the prostate most often starts on the periphery or the edge and starts to travel towards the urethra. So it takes years, months. In fact, studies show that mean prostate volume, or the size of the prostate, is actually smaller or lower in men found to have early stage prostate cancer compared to those who do not. So men with smaller size prostates are more likely to have prostate cancer than men with enlarged ones with lots of symptoms. There's also evidence that just using urinary symptoms to check to see who should be evaluated or screened for prostate cancer may actually lead to more men presenting with advanced stages or metastatic prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is a silent disease, especially in the curable stages. So you need to get a digital rectal exam and a PSA, even if you think you're good and that you have no symptoms. So let's talk PSA. Now, PSA, prostatic specific antigen, sure, it's a troublesome test because it doesn't necessarily tell you much, but your doctor routinely looks at it and says, hey, your PSA looks good. The PSA actually becomes extremely useful, though, when it's evaluated in combination with the size of your prostate, and not just as a standalone test. So if you are worried and at risk, ask for a prostate ultrasound from a trained radiologist that can give you accurate information about the size. Because when your doctor uses the two parameters, the PSA and the size together, that becomes a measurement called the PSA density. This gives you more information than a PSA by itself. The PSA density is your PSA divided by the volume or the size of your prostate. With this, you get more information about your risk of having prostate cancer, where things really are. Abbreviated PSAD. The radiologist or your physician can actually calculate it. The only trouble with PSAD is that some radiologists have difficulty defining the outline of the prostate to accurately depict the size. So sizing may be off. So when you have your PSA results, if they are borderline high, ask your doctor if he or she will order imaging, either through a ultrasound or a CT scan, to determine the exact size of your prostate. And if you are smaller, if your prostate is small, now you got to worry a little bit. So if you have no prostate symptoms at all, work on keeping your prostate healthy. Get evaluated by your physician. And if you are looking for a supplement or a vitamin designed to help support a healthy prostate, check out my Prostate Plus Flow to help maintain sexual vitality and to support healthy prostate flow. Now, like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss out on this transformative information that can, transform your life. I'm Dr. Rachel. I love you, and I'm out. Boom!